Hello and welcome into this week's NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series Rewind show right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. On today's Trucks Rewind, we are looking back at Friday night's 21st annual Vankor 350. 147 laps, 220.5 miles around the 1.5 mile Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas. 9 caution flags in this race for a total of 47 laps. Fairly chaotic race, a little more than at least I expected, and I think probably what a lot of people expected out of this race. First one came very early at lap number 5 as the 4 of Todd Gilliland got turned around after contact with the 45 of Ross Chastain and the 30 of Brennan Poole. Second caution of the night came shortly later on lap 13 as the 18 of Harrison Burton spun in turn 1 and made heavy contact with the wall. Not a good start to the night for Kyle Busch Motorsports as his 2 full-time drivers both getting caught up in the first 2 incidents of the night. And that would be the end of the night for Harrison Burton. Gilliland would soldier on, but it would not be a great night for him. Lap 20, shortly later, the 44 of Angelo Ruck and the 12 of Gus Dean got together in turn 2. Dean making heavy contact with the inside wall on the backstretch. Lap 28, the 12 of Gus Dean again spun off of turn number 4. Kind of a result of still having damage from the earlier incident and just trying to get out there and make laps. Stage 1 concluded at lap 35. Some of the leaders, including Kyle Busch, had pitted under the previous caution and were not in contention for the stage win, so we did get a regular winning the stage victory, and actually a really good race for the stage win here between Grant Enfinger and Ben Rhodes. They were side by side to the line, and Enfinger ends up picking up the stage victory in this one. Stage 2, we had one incident at lap 50 as the 54 of Anthony Alfredo spun in turn 2, went up in flames. That truck, there was more flames coming out of that truck than I have seen come out of a NASCAR vehicle in a long time. Luckily, Alfredo was okay after this one. Lap number 70 was the end of Stage 2, and Kyle Busch took the stage victory in Stage 2. A couple of incidents in the final stage. First one coming at lap 104 as the 7 of Corbin Forrester spun in turn 2. And the final of the night, lap 118, the 9 of Cody Robaugh spun and found the wall in turn 2. 16 lead changes in this race among 6 drivers. Kyle Busch led the most laps at 97. 33 laps went to Brett Moffitt. Moffitt was probably Kyle's biggest competition on the night. Stuart Friesen had a very fast truck as well. They were probably the only 2 that really had enough to really go up there and challenge Kyle. 8 laps were led by Grant Enfinger. 7 laps went to Johnny Sauter, and 1 lap apiece went to Stuart Friesen and Joe Nemechek. All right, and on to your results for the night. Would Kyle Busch make it 202 wins across the top 3 National Series after leading the most laps and win his 4th straight truck race in 4 starts this season? Yes, he would. Kyle Busch would be your winner of the Vankor 350. And I've seen a lot of people on social media saying that had Moffitt not had his issues late in the race, because Moffitt ended up with a flat right rear tire after contact with Ben Rhodes on the front stretch going for the lead. Had Moffitt not had those issues, I've seen a lot of people saying that Moffitt would have gotten him. And while, yes, I think both Moffitt and Friesen, I think, were faster than Kyle Busch, I don't know that they would have been able to pass him. It's the old mantra in racing that it's one thing to catch the guy, it's another to pass him. And we saw it with Stuart Friesen at one point in the final laps where Friesen actually got to the inside of Busch, got his nose out in front, and then Busch just powers back by on the outside. Other than that, Busch never let the inside go, which meant Friesen or Moffitt would have had to pass on the outside unless they put the bumper to him. And I don't think either one of them had the truck to pass Kyle on the outside. They had the truck to catch him, and I think they were both faster than him, but I don't think either one of them had enough to actually complete the pass and clear Kyle for the lead. And that's the thing, is we got some good racing out of it. I don't know that we would have had a full-on pass, you know what I mean? Stuart Friesen came home in the second position, Johnny Sauter in third, Grant Enfinger fourth, and Matt Crafton rounded out the top 5 for 3 Thor Sport trucks in a row. Rest of your top 10, a strong run for Tyler Ankrum in 6th. Also a strong run really for everybody else here in the top 10. Ross Chastain in 7th, another great run for him in that Nice Motorsports truck. Tyler Dipple in 8th, Brennan Poole 9th, and Ben Rhodes rounded out the top 10. 11th through 20th, strong run for another Young's Motorsports truck in Spencer Boyd there in 11th. Corey Roper with a respectable run there in the 12th position, as well as Jesse Little in 13th. Todd Gilliland ended up landing in the 14th position after his troubles early in the race. Never really could rebound from that. And then Brett Moffitt, after his troubles late, came home 4 laps down in the 19th position. Bubba Wallace also having some issues late in the race. He came home in the 20th position. 21st through 30th, Sheldon Creed, issues in the mid portions of the race relegated him 14 laps down in 22nd. He did have a strong truck as well, though, after finishing 4th in the first stage. I think he probably would have been a race-winning contender had he not gotten caught up there in the mid portions of the race. Cody Robaugh, we talked about his incident late, 23rd on the night. Austin Hill had some some overheating issues. He came home in the 27th position. Anthony Alfredo, after his accident, 28th. Gustine landed in 29th. Angela Ruck in 30th. Final page, 31st and 32nd. Harrison Burton, after his early issues, only made 12 laps in this race. 31st on the night for Harrison Burton. Not a good points night for him. All right, so that's your results from the Vankor 350. So let's head over to the Media Center. And for the 4th straight truck race, we will see what Kyle Busch and Rudy Fugle had to say after this one.
Yeah, I mean, there was... The 24 was able to use it really well. It just didn't seem like... I tried to go up there a couple times, and I don't know that the VHT was much beneficial for my truck as much as it was maybe for the 24. Maybe he was a titch better than us. I don't know. But overall, I learned some things about our truck and what to do and things that we can do to make our team better and our equipment better. But as far as for the rest of the weekend, my Xfinity car drives pretty good. Not worried about that. My Cup car is the problem right now, so we've got a lot of focus on that one.
All right, so we'll take a quick look at your playoff grid following Texas here before we wrap up tonight. And not a lot's changed here. Obviously, with Kyle Busch winning again, Austin Hill still the only driver locked in with a win into the playoffs. Stuart Friesen still leads the points, now 6 points above Grant Enfinger. Ben Rhodes now up to the 3rd position. And Johnny Sauter right behind him with 3 Thor Sport trucks right there in a row. Brett Moffitt, Matt Crafton also in the top 6. And Todd Gilliland has now moved into the 8th position. Harrison Burton has fallen out of playoff spot. He is now down to the 9th position, as Sheldon Creed still holds down that 10th position in points. Tyler Ankrum update. Kind of keep an eye on him here as he moves his way up through the point standings toward possible playoff berth. He currently sits 25th right now with 54 points. That puts him 146 points behind Stuart Friesen. And doing some quick math here, that puts him 95 points, I believe, behind Todd Gilliland in that cutoff spot there in the 8th position. So Tyler Ankrum still definitely has some work to do, having missed the first 3 races of the season, but he is, I think, well on his way to at least contending for a playoff spot, if not making it into a playoff spot. But that is a quick look at your playoff grid following the Vankor 350, and I think that'll do it for us today on the Trucks Rewind. Xfinity race coming up later this afternoon, so we'll have a rewind show of that tonight, and then a Canaan West race from Irwindale late tonight. I believe that is 7 p.m. local in Irwindale, and then that'd be, 10 p.m. on the East Coast, so that'll be a fairly late one. That one will be another morning upload tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, for the rewind show for that. And then, of course, Cup race coming up tomorrow from Texas. We'll have a preview show for that on Sunday morning as well. And then the rewind show coming up on Sunday evening. Pole position, as usual, get you caught up on everything very quickly on Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to check all of that out. We got a lot coming up for you this weekend. It is a busy week of racing, so we got a lot to keep you covered this weekend. But if you haven't done it already, you need to go down below, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. And while you're down there, why don't you hit that big thumbs up button if you like the video. It is much appreciated when you do, and it helps us out so much when you do that. It really does. But at that, this has been the Gander Outdoors Truck Series Rewind Show. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.